When I was born, I got stuck in my mum's belly, and they dislocated my arm, getting me out. After that, my arm didn't work like it was supposed to. My nerves got tangled, and it's a condition called Erb's palsy. I can't lift anything heavy. I struggled to play ball games, like basketball or netball. If I try, and believe me, I did try, pain would surge through my body and my arm. Sometimes it would hurt so much I just wanted to give up. My arm's useless. I'm useless. I wanted to be like all the other kids, but I couldn't. Skipping rope and PE lessons were lost causes, and I felt alone. I'd get extremely jealous of the kids. This green-eyed monster sitting on my shoulders, watching, wishing, hoping, and sometimes I just hide from the world. I was always having operations to undo what happened to my arm. I was in hospitals a lot. We called one hospital Timbuktu. I was way too young to understand the real name of the hospital, and I think my mum was getting fed up with me asking where I was and what was happening to me. The operations lasted until I was 4. Some parts I do remember, but much of that time is a blur in the back of my mind. I guess because I don't want to remember. I can picture the room mostly white, with gaping windows from the floors to the ceiling, and the big doors with their iron handles. I was always put to sleep during my operations, but when I imagine the surgeon cutting into me, I see this toy maker fixing a broken doll, trying again and again to fix her cogs and springs with their sharp tools and steady hands. We were on the way to Timbuktu for another operation when it happened, when I lost Mr. Leopard. You see, Mr. Leopard is a small stuffed teddy bear my mum gave me just after I was born. Mr. Leopard and I were inseparable. Bestest of friends, actually. Mum couldn't hold on to my hand during my operations, but Mr. Leopard was always right by my side as my guardian. So we just got off the train at London Victoria. We only had a few minutes to get to the hospital, so the chase was on. People buzzing past us like racing cars. And I don't know what it was. Sweeties? Donuts? Chocolate? But suddenly I became aware of this delicious smell, and I couldn't concentrate on anything else. I didn't even realise I dropped Mr. Leopard until I turned to see him slipping into the abyss between the platform and the train. I ran towards the edge of the platform, but it was too late. It was so dark down there. I couldn't even see him. I began to cry and point, jabbing my finger at the gap, sobbing. And then my mum was crying too, because now we were going to miss my operation, and we didn't know what to do. Suddenly a man ran past us in a blur, and the next moment he was holding in his hands out to me, Mr. Leopard, curled safely on his palm. We thanked the stranger over and over, and then we ran as fast as we could to the hospital. Later, the doctors at the hospitals put a plaster cast on Mr. Leopard's left leg. Now both of us were a bit damaged. It's funny, nowadays Mr. Leopard is looking a bit careworn. When he fell between the train and the platform, his face got damaged. His eyes, nose, and mouth are lopsided. He's lost his whiskers, and his ears are now flopped. He smells a little musky too. But I don't care. All these years, Mr. Leopard still sits beside me when I sleep. When I think about my disability, I can honestly say it does not bother me anymore. I don't look at other people and feel inadequate or different. That green eyed monster is gone. If I feel I fail at sometimes or something, if I struggle, I just need to pick myself up and get on with it. It's like Mr. Leopard. His scars are part of why I love him, just like my scars are a part of me, and that I need to love myself no matter what.